2. I don't know, there was some issue with the other video. It was kind of jumping around. So I'm hoping if you're trying to find me, you can now. This is Marjorie Nass, and we are here in the Simple Healthy Living group. I hope you had a chance to look at the video from earlier today. I very spontaneously was in Trader Joe's, and people have been asking me about their gluten-free bread. So I decided to do a little video about gluten-free and looking at the ingredients. So there's some good information there. And a lot of people said you really liked it. So I'll be doing some more fun stores like that. But today we're going to talk about lower back pain. Lower back pain is really, I am going to use a strong word. I think it's an epidemic in our culture. It's one of the top 2 or 3 reasons why people miss work. And there are so many reasons for it. Number 1 is the fact that we're sitting so much. So we're really out of alignment. We are not meant to be sitting in chairs that much. We're spending a lot of time driving. And this creates a rounding in the lower back, and we lose the lower back's natural curve. So we will look at some simple tips and some simple poses to help you relieve that. I have had lower back pain, even though I'm a yoga teacher and I'm doing yoga all the time. I too have had some episodes of pretty bad lower back pain. There are so many reasons for it, and out of alignment. I think most of the times it's happened, it's when I've been under a lot of stress. And there are so many factors that go into why things, why things happen in the body. But the best prevention is to be aware, because a lot of people will say to me, well, I picked something up. I picked up my suitcase from the carousel at the baggage claim, and my back went out. Or, they picked up something light. And so really, we're out of alignment before that, and that is just the factor, the final impetus that caused the pain. But really, you were out of alignment all along. So the main thing we're going to be looking at is getting the lower back into alignment, into its natural curve. So I'm going to start on my forearms, and I'm going to come down onto my elbows. And I love this position. If you are in some discomfort, getting down on the floor like this can really create a lot of freedom in the low back. So you can see that my thighs are vertical. My lower legs are active on the floor. And there's this natural curve in my spine. The lower back is moving in and up. Okay? What we want to avoid is this kind of a rounding, and that pushes the thigh bones forward into the hip sockets. You want to keep the thigh bones moving back in space. So you can stay right here. You can also rest your forehead on the block. I'm going to lower this a little bit. And come down in this position and take a few breaths. Gently tone the belly. You can stay here with your arms. You can also extend them out in front of you. Again, I'm still moving the low back in and up as I press the thigh bones back in space. Now, if it's not possible for you to get down on this because you're not in a place where you can, or you're just in too much discomfort to get down onto your hands and knees, you can do the same thing on the wall. So I'm going to show you guys on the wall. I'm just going to look at a couple of you were there. Hi, Betty. I was just thinking about you. So for the lower back, I'm going to show the same pose that we just did on the floor here at the wall. So most of us can get at a wall, or even your hands could go on a desk here if you can't get to a wall. And I'm doing the same position with my low back as I did on the floor. The low back's moving in and up, and my thighs are pressing back. So what we want to avoid is this rounding here, where my lower back is higher than my seat. I'm trying to get that dip where my lower back is moving in towards the front of the belly and up. And there's so much freedom. I think this feels great Right here, I fortunately don't have any lower back pain going on right now, but it just creates a lot of space. My legs are active, my thighs are pressing back, and I'm breathing. Extending the hips back behind you. And when you come up, you keep the thighs moving back in space. I don't round up, I keep my thighs back. So even when you're picking something up, you want to keep that curve in the low back. So when I'm picking something up, I use my legs instead of my back as I come up to standing. Okay? So I've done lower back workshops, getting out of lower back pain that are an hour. We're not going to do that today. We're just going to do one more pose to give you guys a little bit of a taste of this. So I'm going to come down onto my back. This is where you'll need your block. And we're going to do a bridge pose with the block. So as I set up for my bridge pose, my shins are vertical. And even here, you can use your hands to press the thigh bones away from you. So this is going to create space in the low back. There's a little hollow here between my seat and my low back. I'm not flattened. And one way you can do that is to take your palms and press your thighs away from your belly. Press your thighs away from your belly. It's so wonderful. Just getting that little bit of space in the front of the belly. And then I'm going to use my block. I'm keeping that natural curve in the low back, and I'm using the block at its lower level here. And that's because it's the widest. And this is under the shelf of your lower back joint. We just call the sacroiliac joint. Where the sacrum, that's the sacred triangular bone at the bottom of your spine, and the pelvis meet. So this is very stabilizing for the low back because the low back joint can actually get out of whack. It can actually misalign. So just settling on this little shelf can be really therapeutic for the lower back. You can rest your arms by your sides. You can rest your hands on your belly. And you're just allowing the thighs to move down into the hip sockets. You're allowing the pelvis to release into the block. And breathing. The body wants to move into alignment. Its natural state is one of ease. And the body is sending us messages all the time that something is out of alignment, that something is out of whack. It might be some low back pain. It's a chance for you to look at the bigger picture. What do you need? What do you need right now? You can stay in this pose for 5 minutes or even a little bit longer. When you're ready to come up, it's very important that you come out in a very particular way, which may be quite the opposite of what you've heard before. But if your lower back is feeling tender, you want to follow it this way. So I'm gently pressing my feet down and moving the block out of the way. Now, instead of rounding my spine, I'm actually going to continue to arch the lower back. So my sitting bones come down first. And I never lose that curve in the low back. So I'm not saying that you need to do this all the time, but if your lower back is tender, coming down this way is going to be much more in alignment. Now, when you come up to sit, you also want to keep that curve in the low back. So I'm extending my right arm. Actually, I think I'm going to roll away from you guys so you can see it a little bit better. So I'm going to extend my left arm. So as I come up, I want to keep this curve in the low back. I don't want to be rounded under. So I'm going to send my seat back behind me, and then I'm going to press myself up this way. And for our last pose, we're going to come into Hero's pose, which is also very settling for the thighs. I'll show you guys from the side. So my feet are a little wider than my knees, which are slightly apart. I'm going to arch my low back here again. So there's little space in the low back. And then I'm slowly going to place the block behind me. Now again, as I sit back, I don't round. I want to keep those thigh bones moving back. So I come to sit, You can also lift the block up higher. And this position, once again, allows the thigh bones to settle. Moving the thigh bones back into the hip sockets. I said this on the first round of the video, which didn't work out, that one of my teachers called the thigh bones the governors of the lower back. So I hope this was helpful. Please let me know if you implement any of these. I am diffusing Majestic Breeze from Rocky Mountain Oils. It is a really lovely blend, very earthy. Spruce, pine, cedarwood, lang lang, and frankincense. I really love it. I have 3 diffusers in my house, and I have this one going on the yoga room right now. What is coming up? We just got back from Utah. Some of you saw the retreat video last week, and we already have the dates for next year. So May 1st through 5th, 2019. It's a fabulous lifestyle retreat, lifestyle vacation. I partnered with Jenny Lewitz, and we are going back. We just had a fabulous time. Everyone had an amazing experience where we connected, hiking and doing yoga and talking about our personal style. But before that, coming up, which is over already over halfway full, is my yoga and wellness rejuvenation retreat, where we do very alignment-based yoga and we connect with delicious food and watch the sunset every night, and we learn about the science of life, which is called Ayurveda. I also have a 3-month program coming up in the fall. Pain-free and energized, how to lose weight and be relieve your joint pain and feel like yourself again. I am only inviting a very select number of people to that. So if you're interested, send me a message or ping me here on Facebook, and I will send you a form to fill out, and then we'll connect by phone to see if that's a good fit for you. And I also work remotely with all kinds of clients all over the world on helping them to relieve their joint pain and be more energized, sleep better, and get your life back. So any of those things, if I can help you out, please send me a message. You can also email me at marjorienass@gmail.com. If you'd like me to cover other areas, if you want me to do more on lower back pain, please post your questions below. If you're watching this video, post the questions. I promise to answer them. I read all of the comments on the page. I answer them myself. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Next week, the time is going to be a little bit different, so I'll give you a heads up. It's going to be a little bit earlier. It'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern Time instead next week. Okay? So lots of love to all of you. I will see you next week, or I will see you on the group before then. Thanks, everybody.